guys. So your homework for Monday is going to be handled a little differently. Okay. From here on out through the end of the semester, your homework is going to be checked automatically. And you have to be aware, if you're concerned about your grade, then you need to make sure you turn your homework in on time. The homework is going to be turned in as PDFs and images through Canvas. So before next Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the morning, that's where I usually set the cutoff point. It's 4 o'clock the day of. You will have to upload the images that are going to be required of you, okay, as well as bring those things to class. There are no late submissions. If it's not submitted by 4 o'clock in the morning, it's a 0. Okay? So very important that you guys make sure that you do your homework by next Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the morning, and that it is uploaded before 4 o'clock in the morning to the Canvas server. A couple things. Everything needs to be in horizontal frame when it is submitted. Okay? Do not submit something that is vertical frame. They submit this direction. Okay? There'll be some instructions on the assignment as far as making sure that it's turned in that way. So now, directly to your homework. You've all built this box. I just built this one right now. Okay? And you guys are in the process of building these forms right here from the ones that you generated. So one of the things that has to be completed by Tuesday is you will have all 4 of these completed. Now, you've been working on them in class. So all of these that you're looking at, including this model base, was built during class today. So I'm guessing that most of you probably have a head start on doing this already. Okay? I'm guessing that all of you have your base shapes already cut out, correct?
Yes.
Anybody still working on their base shapes? No? So now it's just a matter of doing the walls. All right? Read your project prompt, because there is a maximum height that you cannot exceed. Remember I told you the thickness of this? If your height exceeds the maximum allowable height, when I set this on top of it, or if somebody else is on top of it, it's going to crush it. Okay? Can't do that. So, a second element that you are to work on is you are to take, let me hand me that one right there. You are to take your choice of one of these 3, not this one, but one of these 3, and you are to put it onto your site. Put this over here. You are to put it onto your site, right? For Tuesday, you must bring your site drawing in. You must bring this box in. And you must bring these pieces in. Okay? But you are to take one of these and place it onto your site, right, at the opposite end of where your buses are coming in from. I'm sorry, at the same end of where your buses are coming in from, because your bus parking is going to be at the other end. Okay? And I want you guys to develop a canopy structure that will completely cover the buses, okay, and come in close contact with your building. All right? Does that make sense? So the canopy structure, you guys created 3 of these at a minimum, right? You guys can start to look at using one of those shapes if you'd like. Lay your buses out, okay? Which brings up another point. You need to have the 4 buses built, okay, as little rectangular objects. So you can build them out of this cardboard if you want. It's fine, however you want. All right? Any questions about the homework? We're pushing to try and finish this project up in about a week, right? Or trying to finish it up next week as far as your design, and then we'll give you some additional time after that to put your drawings together and everything before we start. Then we'll start the folding project next. The reason I'm saying that is that it's really important that you guys follow through with completing your homework, so that it doesn't try and essentially snowball on you at the end. Okay? All right. So, any questions? They're going to type up each of the things that I've requested, but just to recap, you are to have your base here, right? You are to have each of these 3 forms in addition to the tube form completed, all right? You are to make your buses, right? Then you are to take one of these forms and place it somewhere on your site with the buses coming in the direction they come from, and come up with a canopy for those buses. Okay? All right. Any questions? Yes, sir.
So uploading the picture, is it just one picture or is it?
No, it's a bunch of pictures.
Like how many? Just before.
This would be one picture.
Okay.
These 4 things together. Your buses will be another picture. Right? Your chosen version of this and the canopy and the buses on this drawing will be another picture.
So we're creating the canopy out of board and actually making a 3D model of it?
Yeah. Yeah. And it needs to look really cool, man. Okay? It needs to work with your design. Remember the process as you're doing this, because you're designing for a process. Remember that people are parking here and walking towards the entry of the building. Remember that they're going to go through the building and come out to the canopy to catch their bus. One last thing that we haven't covered, but we'll cover next week, is that you are going to be allowed to do 3 different ways of creating entry into your building. One way is going to be to enter through the large open area. A second one is going to be to create a subtractive cut in it. And a third one will be to create an additional canopy, right? So an additive component that will serve as the entry to your building. That pretty much allows you to orient your building in any orientation you want, just a matter of how you design the inside of it. Okay? All right. Any other questions? All right. See you guys all on Tuesday.